Good day, folks. This is Greg Judy at Green Pastures Farm. Today we're doing an evening move onto some stockpiled fescue pasture. This is Kentucky 31. It does have some orchard grass and a little bit of clover mixed in with it. And they'll be on this particular strip for overnight, and it's 4 o'clock. This is January 8th. We're a week into the new year. And the animals are looking really good. No hay. Since the ice storm, we've just been moving them. And there's no reason to feed hay. So we're very, very, very fortunate to have this type of stockpile. January 8th, and there's a whole lot of people feeding hay right now, and we just are very fortunate. Animals are fortunate to be able to graze. And that paddock we just took them off of, we only gave them, it's a fairly good sized paddock up there, but we only gave them a third of it. And so we had them in there fairly tight, and I thought, well, they'll take about 2/3, but they didn't. They didn't even take maybe 30%. So we still got 70% of that forage left up there that we just took them off of, which means there's another rotation in there. So when these animals leave this farm, we're penciled to leave here in about the end of February, sometime in that time span, maybe a little earlier. But we're trying to get to the back of this farm, which is 1.5 miles north here. And we actually have 80 acres back there. It's on another landowner. And there's some hay back there waiting on us. We got some hay from the neighbor. He baled it. He didn't need it. And he asked me if I wanted it. I said I didn't. Well, then he priced it to me for $30 a bale. And ended up being 72 bales of grass hay. So I just thought for the carbon it was worth that, to lay it out on the ground. So we get back there, we've already got it put in. We're gonna go zooming back there, just grazing one strip at a time to get back there and get all that grazed off, because it is down in the bottom. And some of it's up on the hill, but we're gonna be, what'd you all pencil out? Come on over here. Ben and Isaac and I, we put in all the paddocks this morning. And I think to get the carbon in there and still give them a little bit of grass, a little paddock move each day, we figured 72 bales, we're going to take 12 and put on the next farm. That leaves us 60.
Yeah. And
so what's that come out to?
We have 7 paddocks in there, and so it's 7 times 8 is 56. So we'd have to feed 8 bales per move. So we're going to bring them into a paddock and give them 2 bales. Then give them 3 bales as the next move, and then give them 3 bales as the next move in each paddock.
So it's like,
so we'll have like,
yeah, it's like a day and a half, but the second two moves, it's just a day of full feed essentially.
Yeah. So that's what we've got planned out. What could go astray on our little plan, guys?
We don't know really what those bales look like. So if we unroll them and the cows are like, we're not going to eat any of this, then we're sort of I don't know.
At that point, we're at lay the carbon down as thin as we can, let them poop and pee on it, lay on it, and then move them probably back onto this farm where we have excellent stockpile.
And then just give them a bale.
Yep.
With each
move. So we'll just basically be putting down compost, or I call it soil armor, with each paddock move coming back this way. But hopefully, I don't know, it was baled earlier than some of the hay.
It looked like, decent
yeah.
pasture.
We're gonna find out.
The cows get the final vote.
Yeah.
So after feeding them that hay we fed here, a couple days ago, they're gonna go, oh my gosh, what's this?
Yeah.
So
we'll see what they do.
Yeah.
Did you see the stockpile they had left in that?
I couldn't believe it.
It's like they haven't even been in
They hadn't even been in there. I was telling the audience here, we pulled in, I thought they would take like 70%. I don't think they take 30%.
Yeah, if that, yeah.
So we're going to have a ton left there. I was telling the folks, so what's our plan, guys, when we leave here with the bulls? What are we going to do?
So yeah, the plan is like the last couple paddocks that we have here, we'll split the bulls off from the mob, sort them off, wean them, and then we'll have a herd of like 70, 80 bulls, and we'll leave them here on docks and take the cows on down the rotation up to the north place, the Judy farm.
To the Judy farm, yep.
And then that'll take care of our weaning, and we're gonna try to shoot as close as we can to March 1st. It might be sometime in February when we leave here. So if it's close enough, we might just do the same thing. But
So any bull that is how old gets to stay?
Like 7 months.
Okay.
is your-
And why are we doing
cutoff.
that?
Because you don't want
he can get it done.
yeah. Well, also like really like the reason is that you don't want calving like right now.
Correct.
January, February, and so if you leave one of those dudes in there and he's might be big enough to get the job done, that's gonna put you into that January, February calving.
Yeah,
And
December, January,
yeah,
February. Yeah.
It's sometimes hard to tell because you think he's not able to do it, and sometimes they just sneak in there.
Yep.
But yeah, maybe if you had a 6-month-old that was just an absolute stud, you probably want to take him out.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he's old enough at that point that you can wean him, and we'll be looking at spring grass at that point, and so
Right.
it's not a issue of him. Not
So
having-
the bulls will be here on what we call Doc's farm for probably, I don't know, 3 to 4 weeks, and then the plan is to jump them in with the sheep.
once the grass starts growing.
Yeah, once the grass starts growing, and then the sheep will start lambing, and then we actually leave the flock behind because we can't move the baby lambs fast enough.
Yep.
And then we rejoin them.
It's a lot of
Yeah.
moving parts.
Yeah.
Yeah, once the baby lambs get where they can book around, then we throw the bulls back in with them.
Yeah.
We'd rather have two
herds.
as opposed to 3.
You all went through that last year. It's a lot of work, isn't it, having 3 herds?
The only good thing about it is you don't have to unroll hay. You just unroll wires.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Still a lot of driving around to.
Yep. We kind of get spoiled, don't we, having this one big mob?
Yeah.
It's nice. Chores take an hour and a half on a normal day at most.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This move right here didn't take an hour and a half. I mean, we were here maybe 15 minutes.
Yep. And they're all
It's-
happily eating.
It sure shortens it when you don't have to unroll a bale of hay. Do you all hear anything out there bawling?
No, there's no. I mean, they had so much food left over.
They were full going in.
They were full coming in. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's really no reason for them to be bawling.
They look really good too. I was looking at them as they're coming down.
Yep.
They're all fat.
Yep.
Hair coats.
You know, I saw that, guys, when we had that ice storm. I mean, they still look good, but you could just tell they weren't on high quality forage. You couldn't get enough forage in them, and the hay just doesn't do this. But the minute they go back on what you're all standing on here, look at that.
Yeah.
Open that up in your hands. There's,
Look at how much you can't even get to the.
can't even get to the ground. Look at that.
I bet it's still. I mean, it's not cold in there. It's still wet. It's still
Yep.
good.
There's just a ton of feed here, folks. Ton of feed. So we're gonna just give them half of this paddock right here. We've already got it split up. They get half here. You see that far tree line over there. There's another paddock on the other side of that. There's 3 over there. 3 paddocks. We're giving them 1. And then we shoot them even further north. There's 1 more paddock set up. We shoot them through there, and then we're beyond where the hay's at. So by, what did we figure, Saturday morning?
Sunday morning.
Sunday morning. Sunday morning we'll be on that other 80 over there. So we've got some beautiful grass waiting on us when we come back. Look at that.
It's just crazy to think about how much stockpile's here.
Oh, it's just gorgeous.
Just cross your fingers that it's that we're able to
The
get.
weather stays.
Yeah, right,
and we're-
right. I mean, we'll get it. We may not get all of it,
Yeah.
but cows will go through 16 inches of snow if they've got that kind of grass right there. Now, if they've got grass that's about as tall as where this clover was at, like put your hand down there, Ben. Yeah, like that. They're not going to go through 16 inches to get a little bite of that. There's got to be something there for them to work at. And we found out the taller the stockpile is, if it's sticking up out of the snow, you're in business because they can see it and they're going to get it. And also, the forage that sticks up through snow melts the snow off. So,
You can see that, like even at the house, there's a there's like a little trail that the dogs always use.
Uh-huh.
And it was right where we were cutting that tree down today. And
Yep.
there's still ice on that trail.
Yep.
And both sides of it where there's grass,
There wasn't any.
ice.
Yep. Just the solar.
Yeah, just bare ground.
It doesn't hold solar energy very well, does it?
Yeah, and any heat in the ground just leaves.
Just leaves.
This is like a protective
It's like a
cover.
blanket.
Yep. It's almost like a greenhouse in here.
Yeah. Well, it's the same way with like the hay too. Like when it was real soft and squishy.
Yep.
It's like you'd walk where there's like no hay, it already been grazed. Like here, it was frozen. And you'd walk on the hay and you'd go sliding.
Yes.
They did that.
It insulated the ground. Yep. So what'd y'all do up here this morning? I noticed we had a big old muddy spot here yesterday. What did we do here? Did we let them come to water and stand in mud?
No, it was like what, maybe half of a big round bale.
So we took the Great Judy baling roller and came in here and circled this whole water point, didn't we?
Yeah.
Really thick.
Thick.
Yeah.
I mean,
And
it was
held up.
it was muddy.
Like the entire
That's
mob
probably-
went running through that little gap right there.
Right there, and that was mud this morning.
And
Yeah.
there's still hay there.
Well, yesterday we put this hay
It probably
down.
dried a little bit
Yeah.
since we were here because it was slimy yesterday. But
Yeah.
even still, the hay helped.
It
tremendously.
was also cold today too. It didn't get warm.
Yeah. This is awesome. I hate mud, and this is concrete out here. We don't have to worry about this.
There's 370 head drinking off this tank, and you don't really see any mud around here. This is just from where there's a little dirt on the
Yeah.
On the concrete.
On the
yeah.
concrete.
Everything else is clean.
Yeah. Speaking of which, you need to get out of the way, Isaac. There's a calf wanting to drink.
And you can tell what kind of hay it is.
Yeah.
It's our poor quality hay.
This was really poor quality hay.
They didn't really
We
touch
knew we didn't have feed value here in this hay, so we thought, let's just put it out. And what's that calf doing?
it. Gotta come on that side.
Oh, on
It's
this
better.
side.
It tastes better that way.
Yep. Those are some young calves. Here comes. Boy, look at that one, guys.
He's a bull right there.
What do you think about him? What's that, 050? You think he's going to make a bull?
Oh yeah. There's a lot of them in there that will.
It's cool. You can see the variability with like hair coat because like they're both South Pole, but like one of them is twice the hair length than the other one.
Yes.
She looks like she has more red Angus in her, and he looks more like that Centipole look.
Right.
So you can kind of just tell the difference.
The difference in them.
We're coming to drink.
Yep. Well, you know, they come running down that hill, guys, and we moved them. They went right around this corner and didn't even bother to drink. So they may not have drank for 3 or 4 hours, and the other paddock is just sitting up there, stuffing their face.
Yeah.
This is a 400-gallon water tank, and it's fed by a pond. And that pond is up that hill up there behind that great big honey locust tree. So we trenched a line down here and put in this concrete pad. This was done in 2001. And this tank right there was a complete waste of money. Not that...
Like, how are they gonna drink out of this?
Yeah, they're not. That only holds 20 gallons. It would be good for 50, 60 cows, but it's not good for 375. It doesn't have the capacity. And it only has a 3/4 inch line feeding it. This has an 1.5 inch line feeding it, full flow. So when they drink, there it comes to fill it back in.
There's another
Ooh,
good looking calf.
I like
And
that
another
one.
There's
Oh.
a bunch of them.
ooh yeah, there's, boy, look at them.
That's a heifer.
Can you imagine what they're gonna look like by next summer?
That young bull's sniffing
Yeah,
that
they're gonna be-
cow.
Yeah. Gosh, what a beautiful animal.
She's all, you can see she's like kind of boxy.
Yep.
Super level back. Big old gut. Did you talk to them on YouTube about the angle?
No, I didn't. Let's go look
Is that
at a
good-
cow.
Good topic to talk
Yes.
828 might be.
Yeah, she's an older cub, easier to see.
Slept
So, starting on the belly, coming behind the front legs. Honey, come on around that tank. It might be easier to go out in the pasture and find one.
Yeah, there's a cow, big old cow right there.
Yeah, here we go.
Look at that bull even.
So, we got to give credit where credit's due. We were talking to an old cattleman the other day, and he's been in the cattle business a long time. His name's Mac, old Mac Scott, and he was talking about right there behind that front leg on that cow. the angle of that belly as it goes down, if you put a straight edge on that, it should be below their knees. So right behind the front leg down to the knee. And if it's not, if it comes straight back, they don't have the capacity to hold the grass. She didn't cooperate very well. What about this one? She's pretty good. Oh yeah,
you can see the angle. I don't know.
Yep.
You could like.
Yep.
See that angle?
Yep.
It's coming below.
Below the knee. We saw one the other day. It was almost down to the hoof.
Yeah.
Remember that?
It was like right at her hock.
Yep.
No, her ankle.
Yep. So the angle, you don't want, from that front leg, you don't want the belly straight back to the udder. You got to have that angle going down where it puts that angle below the knees on an animal. And there's a few in here that don't have it. And those are the animals that aren't near as conditioned. They don't have the condition on them.
Right there's one that's lost.
Yep, that black cow.
Doesn't quite have.
Yep. Well, she's standing downhill, guys.
Yeah, that's true.
You got to get them on flat ground.
That other black.
Look at that bull. Oh, look at that bull.
Oh yeah, his is way below his hock.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's look at him. Look at his old head. He's found him a little. He's been doing bully thing. Look at that. So if you look at his belly from behind his front leg, it's definitely below his hock. And you can't put a newspaper under that bull either.
No.
He's just a chunk of meat. He's breeding cows. That bull had a cow sorted out yesterday. Wouldn't let anybody else around her.
Look at this cow.
Oh yeah, there we go.
The gut on her.
Yeah, same deal. Straight edge on the belly from the front legs down to the knees.
Yeah, if you were to take a ruler and set it up against there, go all the way down.
Yeah, it'd be looking like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, folks, my finger's about to freeze off. I gotta stop. I can't do this with my gloves on. Oh, there's 864. How you doing, girl? That is a tame cow. Tame heifer, anyway. We got a lot of tame animals in here. We don't keep animals that aren't tame. But we're going to go ahead and move the mineral over here and close the gate, and we're done for tonight. So everyone new to the channel, welcome. Hit that subscribe button on the way out and that like button. I'd appreciate it. And we'll see y'all down the road. Everyone have a great weekend.